What up, everyone? It's here. The end of the month is here. Time to review all the boxes and put them in some order. So, for those of you tuning into this channel for the first time, hi, welcome. For those of you who don't know, this channel is all about finding the best box. Finding the best box for your value, the best money out there. So, let's face it, there are just like way too many monthly subscription boxes out there. There's way too many. There's so many of them. I have 13 here with me today, and that's not even half of them. There's just way too many out there, and if you're new to the whole scene, it's hard to decide which one you might want. So that's where I come into play. I put all these boxes head to head and put them in order and give them ratings and things like that to help you, the viewer, decide which box is best for you. So, that being said, we're going to go through these boxes one by one. We're going to start with number 13, going all the way up to number 1. Each of these boxes has individual scores and ratings. I made sure to save all the pictures this time to put in the video so we can refer to those. But if you're curious about any individual items or specifics of the box, refer to the individual videos. There's individual videos for each one of these boxes. So, that being said, let's run through a few things that we're going to rate these boxes on. So I have a system called the 3 V's. It's called value, variety, and virtue. The first V, value, what do you get out of it? Like, what's the dollar amount on it? Like, you're paying a certain amount, how much are you getting back? The second one, variety. What kind of stuff is in there? Is it super generic stuff, or is it like new and interesting? And the last one, virtue, the overall company, like how do they perform, how do they behave, what do they put into their box, is there thought being put into it, or are they cheaping out a lot of it? That's just a quick overview, but we can go more into it as we go along. So, something I want to touch on just before we start getting into these boxes, I get this complaint all the time. I've said it a million times in all my different videos, but even to this day when I put videos out, I still hear complaints about it. So, let's just get it out of the way right now. I just want to let everyone know that I'm never being negative or hating or bashing on any of these companies or any of these boxes. That's not what I'm about. I never want to hate anyone. I never want to say anything is bad, and I never want to put anything down. But the whole point of this channel is to find the best box. In order to find the best one, you also have to find the worst one, inadvertently. There's no way around it. And when I talk about the lower end of these boxes, I can't just say good and bad. I need to give reasons for it. I need to talk about why boxes are better or why they're not as good. For people tuning in for the first time, this may come across as slightly negative. I just want to let you know I'm never being negative. I don't want to say anything bad about them. I'm just being honest. That's the one thing I can give you on this channel, is an honest opinion, not just based on me, but based on the viewers, based on people out there, based on people purchasing it. So I'm going to be very honest about it. Please don't take it negatively, and especially the companies watching. This is all about constructive criticism and just making some decisions about boxes. So I hear that too much in the comments, so I just wanted to get that out of the way and make sure that everyone knows before I start. Never negative, just being honest. Because in the end of the day, I want to be positive. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to get something out of this channel. I want people to come here and be able to talk about whatever they want. And I don't want any negativity anywhere in here. So let's just keep that in mind throughout this whole video. Before we start, I apologize for the length of it. It's going to be a long video, but it's kind of what my channel is. There's always long videos on here. Anyway, enough talking. It's been like 5 minutes and I've talked way too much. So let's just jump into these boxes. Starting off with number 13. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about each box. I'm going to try and keep it short and keep this video as short as possible. So again, any specific questions, revert to the individual videos of boxes. So, number 13. Let's start at the bottom. Number 13 was Infinity Crate. This one got, I think, the lowest score I've ever given anything. This only got a 2 out of 10 for a few reasons. Value-wise, it was awful. You didn't even get your money back. For mystery boxes, these are always a mystery. You want at least what you paid for it. The ideal amount is double what you paid for it. Most boxes don't get there, but that's just like the ideal, like, top of the market thing. If you get close to that, that's fine, because the reality of the situation is you're getting mystery stuff, and you can't put a bunch of money into it and only get what you paid back when it's random stuff, because chances are a lot of it you're not going to like. So you want to get a little more than you paid for at least. This one, you got less than you paid for. You didn't even get your monies back by like quite a bit. It was like $10 or $12 less than what I paid for it. Now, this is a box from the UK. Keep in mind that my ratings are strictly for the US buyer. I'd love to rate it for everyone out there, but I have to be more specific because it's different for every country, every location. So people in the UK did pay less for this, so it is a little bit different. But I've heard from people on my channel commenting and saying that it's still a horrible box. Like, I had horrible problems with this company. They put me through a whole bunch of shit that I had to deal with, and I never got an apology. They commented on my videos complaining about me, defending their product, saying they didn't like my review, so on and so forth, but still never got an apology. They went out of their way to find me, comment on my video, but still no apology, no nothing to make up for all the shit they put me through. And I've been talking to people from the UK, and they said the same thing. They had just as much problem with the company, they had just as much problem with the customer service, and they thought the box was crap too. So it was like, man, this company just all around isn't good, and I don't see them lasting much longer if this is how they're going to be. Customer service is a must-have. Like, you need to treat your customers well. There's just no exception for it. I understand new companies have a hard time giving variety and value because they don't get products wholesale, but customer service is something that everyone can give, no matter how new your company is, and there's just no excuse for it anymore. And companies that make excuses for that, it just looks bad. And it is bad. And on top of that, the product wasn't good, there was no variety, and it got really poor value. So this was definitely on the bottom, no argument there. So number 13 was Infinity Crate. On a side note, something to keep in mind, I'm going to talk in between these boxes, don't get too caught up on specific numbers here. So I have 1 through 13. Don't get caught up on like a specific place or a specific dollar amount or rating or anything like that. It's just a general thing. The best way to think about it is low, mid, and high tier. The high end is like the top 3 or 4. The low end is like the bottom 3 or 4, and then everything in the middle. So just think of it that way, and don't get too caught up if one box should have been 6 or 7 or so on and so forth. So it's just a general thing, and again, just to help you guys out. So just keep that in mind. And I'm going to have to drink a lot because I talk so much and my mouth is so dry. Hydration. Alright, moving on. We're making good time. So, number 12. My Geek Box. So again, another box from the UK that I had just more than my fair share of trouble trying to deal with. They had terrible customer service. They're very unresponsive. I have a whole history with this company. I canceled them and resubscribed for they have an exclusive pop figure coming out in June. Spoiler alert, I saw what it was. And it was pretty disappointing, so it wasn't worth the money anyway. They sent me this box by accident. It ended up being free, but even still, the amount you pay for this box is crazy high to get it shipped here to the US. And again, same situation as the other one. You didn't even get what you paid for. So, I know people in the UK actually do like this box. They've told me so themselves. So, for people in the UK, if you are interested in this, I say go at your own risk, but I think this is one of the better boxes for people in the UK. For us in the US, I definitely pass on it. There was a lot of trouble to get it, and it was very, very low on value. So this one only got a 3 out of 10, which is, again, one of the lowest scores I've ever given. So lots of trouble, bad value, no variety, and not very many items in there. So number 12, bottom end, UK boxes. Sorry, guys. Alright, moving on. Number 11 was Cosmo Cube. And you know, there was nothing wrong with this box. It was a decent box. This is a brand new company though, so anyone's company's first box is always going to be their worst one because they're brand new. They're not getting products for wholesale. Obviously, they don't have deals and partnerships with companies to get exclusive items, so it's tough being a new company. But considering it's a brand new box, they actually did a pretty decent job. And something I would say is to keep an eye on this company, because I see really good potential in this company. And I rarely say that. I said that about Collectible Geek, and I've said it about this company. They pay attention to their customers, they take constructive criticism, and they're open to listen to people to see how they can make their box better. So I would definitely keep an eye on this box and see where this goes. So it may have been on the lower end this time, but definitely wasn't bad. You did get more than you paid for, and it was an interesting box. So I'm pretty interested to see where this company goes in the near future. So number 11, Cosmo Cube. Alright, number 10, moving right along, was my Geeky Goodies. So this is the last we're going to see of this box for a while. Not because of my choice, because they're going on hiatus for a while. They're taking the summer off, they're going to rebuild their company, revamp it a little, and come back hopefully stronger, which I say is a really good move. I'm pretty impressed that they're doing that, and I'm excited to see where they go, because this box was never fantastic or anything, but it's always been decent. It's had some bad months, but it's had some good months. But I can see them putting effort into it at times. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with the company, and I think they're going to come back a really strong box. I'm pretty hopeful to see where they go. But this box was so-so. We got more of the fantasy Game of Thrones theme, which we've seen a billion times. And the value was okay. It just didn't have a lot of variety. It had some pretty good items, but a lot of it was very generic. So I'm totally okay with taking a break from this one. I'm kind of happy to take a break from this one, honestly, because there's too many other ones going on, and it's always it's hard to cancel a box, because anytime you cancel, it always gets good the month after you cancel. So it's nice to see this box bow out on its own, so I know I'm not missing out on anything, but it'll take a break from it. And a lot of these boxes I'm going to take a break from, which is kind of nice, because I want to try new stuff. I want to try new companies and new boxes, because I'm tired of the same cycles all the time. So this one was number 10, and yeah, not much more to say about it. It was just like a so-so box. So there you go, my Geeky Goodies, number 10. Number 9 was Geek Me Box. Now this company, it was good when I first got it, and now they've been slowly dwindling out. They stopped using their own made box and been using cheap cardboard boxes and stuff, and their products have kind of dwindled down a little bit. I'm not sure what to think of it. I don't know if this company's slowly dying off, or they're just at a low point waiting to hit that high point again. I don't know. But I don't know if I'm going to keep this around too much longer. I think this box is the same thing. It should bow out for a while and then take some time off and then come back. Take the summer off or something like that. But anyway, this one wasn't that great. It had a t-shirt in it, and it was a very awkward crossover. This box always does crossovers. The t-shirt quality, the actual t-shirt, was nice, but crossover I thought was very strange, and they have a lot of strange ones like that, and everything else in it was just so-so, and it got a pretty low rating, and you didn't get that much on the value. So we'll see what next month brings, and then I'll probably make a decision about it, whether I'm going to keep it or not. Maybe I'll do some research on the company and see where they're headed, see what direction they're going in, and then make a decision on that. But anyway, number 9, Geek Me Box. Number 8, we got Betoyo Bento. So this is an anime themed box, and it's been mixed. Last month was awesome, this month was okay, and the first month was okay. The good thing I like about this, you don't get crazy high value on this. You usually only get a little bit more than you pay for, but you get a good variety. You definitely always get stuff that you probably have never seen before, and stuff that you're never going to get in any other box, and that's what I really like about it. The only problem is it's definitely Japanese and anime themed, because I don't recognize a lot of the characters most of the time, and I'm sure some people do, but that's kind of a bummer. It's when you see items and you don't really recognize it, you don't really get to appreciate it that much. But then when I do, it's really awesome stuff. So again, this one's kind of in the middle. We'll see how it goes next month, and then we'll make a final decision on that. And then see where it goes from there. But yeah, this box was cool. Had some good variety. Had stuff I hadn't seen before. So yeah, Betoyo Bento, number 8. Oops, move my chair. Number 7. We got Geek Fuel. So this one always has a game code in it, which I'm never a fan of because I don't use them because I'm not a PC gamer. I just don't use Steam and I don't use the game codes. But the good thing about this company is even without their game codes, they still have a pretty high value. They still have pretty decent value. And the other items are good. They're pretty good. And this is one of the cheaper boxes. It's only $24, I think. So it's on the cheaper end of boxes. And they usually always give pretty good value. I've seen this company grow more and more. And from what I hear, next month we're going to have some exclusive stuff. I think next month is like a Wolverine themed, or either that or we're having a Wolverine exclusive, like a Marvel exclusive. So this company is definitely growing. So I was about to cancel them and now I kind of see them going on the up and up, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll hang out a little bit and then see where this company goes. So I'll again, next month we'll see how the exclusive stuff is and we'll see where it goes from there. I'm pretty excited. Like any box that gets exclusive stuff, especially from like Marvel or Funko or something like that, it's pretty awesome. That's just a big deal, and that's like the one thing I would always look for and am excited for. So hopefully it's not something super lame that's exclusive, but we shall see. So this has been number 7, Geek Fuel. Alrighty. Hold up. Alright. We're speeding on through this. Taking no time at all. Number 6. So I only have the cards from this. So number 6 is going to be Collectible Geek. Now, I didn't get the normal box. If you've seen on my channel, I actually got the Golden Cash. There's this huge box over here just off screen. I got the Golden Cash, which is the special giveaway. So I got a huge box full of stuff. But like I said in the video, I watched Johnny Tejas' video, his unboxing, and kind of took note of the items in there. And then I'm trying to put the regular box in the lineup, even though I didn't get it. The same items were in my box, but I got so much more. But anyway, I took a look at what was in the regular box, and you know, it was good stuff, and it was a good variety. It was a Ninja Turtles themed box, and I've seen so many out there, like different Ninja Turtles items or themed boxes like that, and they're always very generic. And this box wasn't super like out there, but it had some interesting stuff. It had interesting choices and things I actually liked. It wasn't too crazy, but they didn't go with like the general theme. They didn't go very, very generic, which I thought they would. But the reason this is a little bit lower is because I did the math and it actually had very surprisingly low value on that. They didn't include a t-shirt or anything like that, and that's usually where boxes get a lot of value. So a little note on t-shirts, I value them pretty high because I value them on what you'd have to pay to go purchase a similar t-shirt. But for these boxes, all the boxes print their own t-shirts for the most part, and it's very cheap to do. When they order them in mass quantities, sometimes it only costs them like $3 to $5 to make t-shirts. And they do crossover, so they don't have to pay licensing or anything like that. So that's where they get a lot of their value. When they don't include t-shirts, it's harder for them to get a higher value. So this was a good box, but the value was surprisingly low, and I was pretty shocked by that because last month's Avengers one was awesome. It had good variety and had really good value. So I'm not totally sure what happened there with the value. Their boxes, Collectible Geeks boxes sell out super quickly, so I've missed I think I missed like the next 2 months because I just was busy and didn't have time to order it. Next month, I think, is Intergalactic is the theme, which I wasn't too bummed that I missed that because I see it having like probably like Star Trek, Star Wars, things like that. Maybe like World of Warcraft. I don't know. But a theme that I'm like not too bummed to miss out on. But I'll probably get it soon. But I won't be seeing it for like the next like month or two just because I missed out on it. I didn't get a chance to get it. But I'm always hopeful for this company. They've shown a lot of progress. They really have. They've grown so much in the past few months, and I'm super excited to see where they grow in the future. On their website, they have a little tab for exclusive items that's still empty. So, but I think that's a sign of things to come. I think they're going to grow and grow and start getting partnerships and deals and getting exclusive items. And I'm going to be super excited for that. They still don't have a monthly plan, so you still got to order them individually, but they sell out really quickly. So you got to kind of be pretty on it. But we'll see what the future holds. I think they're really good businessmen from what I've talked to and heard from these people. And I can see them getting some good deals and partnerships. So I'm pretty excited to see where this company goes in the future. And I'm also excited to see where their artist program goes in the future. And I'm looking forward to submitting my own artwork and seeing if I can get in one of these boxes. That'd be fantastic. And for those of you who don't know, like, check out their art program, submit some art, and maybe show up in one of these boxes. So I'm very excited to see where the future goes for this. And I love that they listen to their customers. I love that they've taken so many of my opinions, and I really appreciate that and respect that so much. So I'm very hopeful for this company, and I'm excited to see where they go. So the only reason this one got a lower on the countdown is because the value on this one just happened to be somewhat lower than their usual box. But that's all. But it was still a really good box, and I liked the variety they had. And I love that I got the golden cash. Like, you can't hate that at all. Like, how could you be upset about that? But anyway, that's been Collectible Geek. That was number 6. Moving on. Alright, number 5. What do we got here? So number 5 was 1-Up Box. So this one, I always have mixed feelings on. So some things to note about 1-Up Box: you always get great value. You always get double what you paid for it, which is awesome. But it's not that hard to do because it's such a cheap box. It's the cheapest one out there. I'm still only paying $15 for it, but new subscribers only pay $18. So that is literally the cheapest box. And even at that higher price point, you're almost always getting double your value. The problem with it is, like, it's a small box, it's a cheaper box, so you usually don't get a ton of incredible stuff. It's usually a t-shirt, one other main item, and some filler, which is fine, but it just, after a while, it just kind of loses momentum, and I kind of am seeing this company lose momentum as well. Their boxes lately just haven't been that great, and I'm not seeing them progress as a company. I'm kind of seeing them level off and kind of coast by on this thing. So there's a new box that's out called Super Geek Box, and it's made by the same people or similar people. The story behind it is the people that made 1-Up Box have parted ways. Some people stay with 1-Up, and other people made Super Geek Box. I've ordered it. It's coming next month, so we'll see, but it looks pretty good. It's about the same price as 1-Up Box. It's actually technically a little bit more expensive because they do a discount the first month, so it costs a little bit more than 1-Up, but it's around the same price. But it looks really good. It looks like good quality stuff, so I'm pretty excited to see where it is, and I may go with that company instead of 1-Up Box and switch them out, but we'll see. The thing about Super Geek Box, it looks like they're putting more thought into it, and it looks like they're going to be the company that's going to progress more and more and more. Where this box, like I said, it kind of seems like it's leveling off, and the past few months have just been like so-so. And also, they're heavy on the crossover t-shirts, which is fine, but their crossovers, like a lot of the other ones, are very weird. So if you haven't watched my 1-Up Box video, I'll do a quick overview of it. People do crossovers in boxes. The reason they do that is to undermine copyright law. They can't make their own, like, t-shirts with Marvel superheroes and DC and so on and so forth because they would have to pay for the rights for that character. But if they do a crossover, it's technically a remix, and the same with YouTube. Like, you can't put copyrighted music, but if you do a remix, that's legal. The same with t-shirts. If you do a crossover, that's technically legal, even though they're not your characters, so you bypass copyright law so you can do that for free. So that's why in most boxes, you're going to see crossover t-shirts. It's either a crossover or a parody. But parody is kind of a gray area, so it's usually crossover. And again, crossovers are fine, but a lot of times it comes across awkward because they're pushing it too much. They're forcing it. They take two genres and just like mash them together, or two characters and like force them together, and then it comes out this Mod Podge of like a hideous character beast thing, and it's like, that's, no, nobody wants to see that. I don't like that. And this one was similar. It was a crossover of like, it was Adventure Time and Mario and also like Tron. It was like, it's too much. There's too much going on here. And what do they have to do with each other? Like, what is the correlation between these guys? Like, the theme was, I think, sidekicks, so Bimo and Yoshi are sidekicks, but where does Tron come into play? And they were doing this awkward fist bump thing, and it was like, why? Why are we doing this? So it's things like that where it shows, like, not a lot of thought goes into it. And you can tell the design on the t-shirt, it was done very amateurly. It was probably done by, not necessarily someone in the company, but probably bought for very cheap from, like, DeviantArt or something like that. Or it just shows, like, poor quality and cheap manufacturing. So not a lot of thought went into it. So again, crossovers are fine, but there needs to be a correlation between the two. There needs to be a reason for these to cross over. Just like, I think the idea for crossovers, I feel like if genres cross over, that's a good thing. But if characters cross over, that's a bad thing. And that's what I've noticed, not just in t-shirts, but in anything in general. For example, a crossover, Batman and Superman. They have a comic book that's really popular. They have a movie coming out. That's a crossover. Two genres in one. But you'll notice in those comic books and movies, it's not a crossover of the characters. They didn't like mash Batman and Superman into one character and make it one person. Like, that would be stupid. And that's what so many of these companies do with t-shirts. And that's what they did last month. They did a crossover with Batman and Mario. And they didn't cross the genres, they crossed the characters and made it into one character. And it looked ridiculous. It looked so dumb. And it just was super awkward. So just things to know, things to look out for in these boxes. So I don't know if One Up Box is going to stick around anymore, even though I'm getting the cheaper price for it. And I'm sorry I've rambled on so long, but it's things like that that I personally notice, and I need to share with you guys so you can take notice of that. So you'll kind of have to judge for yourself. You still get good value, you still get good items, but I just don't ever see myself wearing like pretty much any of the One Up Box t-shirts because they're just awkward crossovers. So again, we'll watch in the next few months. It's cheap enough to the point where I don't have to like cancel right away, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, that was a long enough ramble. Number 5, One Up Box. Whew. Talking too much. Alright, number 4. We're making fantastic time. We're just breezing right through this. This is going to be the shortest monthly review ever. Alright, number 4, Power Up Box. So this one, you know, I'm actually usually pretty excited for this box because something I like, the problem I have with One Up Box, the things I just said, it's a lot cheaper, so I'm just usually not that excited for it because I pretty much know what to expect. A t-shirt and one other thing and some filler because it's cheaper. But I honestly rather spend a little bit more and get more stuff and get more variety and get the option of getting like bigger, cooler items. I'd rather do that. So Power Up Box is expensive. This one is almost too expensive, so maybe too high on the value, but you pay $38 for it, like almost $40 basically, but you get a ton of stuff. It's a big box, they get bigger items, they get bigger variety, they get better quality t-shirts, not ones they printed themselves, they get licensing for it, you get branded t-shirts, which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice to see. Last month's box was not that great, and this one was so-so. So considering you pay $40, the reality of it is you're probably just never going to get double or even close to that because it's just too much. I hope that the bigger this company gets, hopefully they can bring down their price point. I think if they got this, if they could sell this for $30 after shipping, maybe a little more, but they need to bring it down at least a few dollars because $40 is too much. If they could even bring it down to like $35 or like $33, $34-ish, I think this would be a great box because you would be getting close to double your value with that, and you get a good variety, and and they kind of mixed it up a lot. So I liked it, and I love the mug in here. I thought it was fantastic. And again, you get a branded shirt, Star Wars, and it had the Star Wars brand and logo on it. So that's kind of nice. You get higher quality for a little bit more money. This is only, I think, their third box, the second one I've gotten. So we're seeing it move up a little bit. So the deciding factor will be if they keep that momentum. It's not like increasing dramatically each month, but it's slowly getting a little bit better each month. So next month, if it does a little bit of an increase and keeps going, then I think this could be a really good company. But if they level off and stay where they are, it's going to get canceled, it's going to die off, it's going to lose popularity, so on and so forth, business, money, blah-de-blah. But I thought this was decent. They had a good variety, and they had some interesting items. They keep it pretty interesting. Some of the items are generic, but some are interesting, so this was decent. And you definitely got more than you paid for, which I thought was good. So you got moderate value, decent items, decent mix, so it was good, just on the side of good. But anyway, number 4, Power Up Box. Alright, so we're now in the top 3. So something I'll say about this, and I totally forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, I'm sorry. So these are May's boxes. I should have mentioned this at the beginning, and I totally slipped my mind. These are the boxes of May. I realize we're almost in July by now, but how the boxes work is they don't start shipping till halfway through the month. So when the 15th hits, that's when you're going to see the first boxes, and you don't see the end of them, the late shipping boxes, till halfway through the following month. So these are May's boxes, but I didn't get the last of them till halfway through June, finish my reviews, and then do a monthly review. So by then it's almost the end of the next month. But anyway, these are all May's boxes, the boxes of May. And something I'll say about the month of May, like, it wasn't that great. Definitely wasn't a bad month. We've had some bad months, but this month, like, it was decent. We had good boxes. We had a good mix of stuff, but nothing blew my mind. Nothing stood out where I got a box and I'm like, wow, like, this is for sure number 1. Like, nothing tops this. And I've definitely seen that in the past. Last month was Marvel Collector Core. Blew me out of the water, and like 2 months before that we had some that were just fantastic, that were definitely number 1. This one, the top 3, they were good boxes, nothing wrong with them at all, but they didn't blow me away. They weren't like super amazing. But enough said, let's just start getting into them. So, number 3 was Nerd Block. Now, I really like this company. I think this is a great company. They put out a lot of different boxes, and they do a pretty damn good job. I'm usually always pretty impressed by what they do. Considering they put out so many boxes every month, I think this is actually like a big company now. Like, probably biggest out of all the companies here. Like, they have a good team of people that do research, people that are out there making deals. A lot of times they have exclusive items. They always make deals with Titan and stuff like that to get exclusive items, which is really awesome. And they really mix it up. I've seen items in these kind of boxes that I haven't seen anywhere else. And they do a good job of giving a mix and a variety of it. This one was an anime theme. This one was pretty good though. You're usually always going to get about $50 and you pay $30. So you get pretty much double all the time. This was an anime themed box. They didn't hit it perfectly. They didn't like knock it out of the park with the anime themed box. And there are so many other anime themed boxes out there that are regular anime, so compared to that, this one didn't do amazing. But it did decent. You got a decent value, you got a good mix of stuff, and you got to see some like anime stuff. So they did a pretty decent job at it. Again, not fantastic or amazing, but good. I'm always pretty pleased with this company, and I'm happy to see more of it. So, number 3, Classic Nerd Block. Alrighty. Number 2 was Loot Crate. So, this one, again, is one of the cheaper boxes. This is only $21, I believe, after like shipping and taxes and all that, which next to One Up Box is the cheapest box out there until I get Super Geek Box. And they always give fantastic value. Like, they're always on it with the value. you're very rarely ever getting less than double. Like sometimes you're getting close to like triple your value. You get fantastic value with this box, so you can always trust in them to do that. Also, they were the first ones to do this. They've been around longer than any of these companies, so they know what they're doing. And they've definitely got licenses and exclusive stuff with Funko, exclusive pop figures, exclusive mystery minis, which is like the thing I strive for the most. Like exclusive stuff, that's collectible. Like that's what I'm looking for, and I think that's what most people are looking for. And this box definitely pulls it off very often. The only complaint I do have about this box is that a lot of the times, like especially lately, their themes have been like meh. They've had some like odd themes that like weren't super great. They weren't like bad choices of themes, and they did a good job at pulling off the theme, but it was like, well, why would you pick that theme? And they got some like weird mix of items, so it's been so-so. But this one was the theme was Unite, which was a general theme, so you got a lot of like superhero stuff, which is good. So it was nice to see like a refreshing like regular theme, because the past two themes have been kind of out there, and they didn't pull it off very well. But they did a good job in this box. The t-shirt they did, the crossover they did with the shirt was very well. You got some Avengers Marvel stuff. You got a good mix of items. You got some exclusive stuff in there, so it was decent. It was a pretty good box, and you got very good value, and you got a good mix of stuff. So again, a lot of people thought this box was just so-so, and I kind of agree. Like it was definitely a good box. Got your money, got your value, got your variety, and this is a good company that values their customers. So this box, Loot Crate, is always on the top like 5, I'd say. They're always pretty up there. And in this box, they did a good job of it. So I'm pretty happy with it. But like I said earlier, nothing blew me away. This wasn't like crazy fantastic. And they have been before, but this one was a good one. So it deserves the number 2 spot. But again, nothing mind-blowing out there. So not much more to say about it. I'm always excited to get this box though, because they just are they show they really put some thought into it. They really dig deep to make these themes work for them. So it's exciting to see that each month and see what they're going to do with it. So number 2 has been Loot Crate. On to number 1. Alright, on to number 1. The number 1 box of the month is Arcade Block. So like I said, great company. Nerd Block has got a really nice company on their hands. And I tried out one of their other boxes recently, and it's been Arcade Block, and it's been great. It's been a good box. I've thought this company generally is very good. They put out a good product. So this one is arcade themed. It's a normal arcade themed box, video game theme, and they put some really good stuff in here. They usually always put a t-shirt, but they also they really push the envelope with putting new and interesting items in there. They don't push it too far by putting like crazy weird stuff in there, but they definitely push it little bits at a time, just enough to make it like keep it interesting all the time. We got a really nice hat. We got a cool apothecary jar with some nice little emblem on there. We got a figure, and we got a cool t-shirt. So I really like the variety that they always add in here, and I think it's really good, and they're really good at what they do. So I'm excited to see what future boxes bring. I'm super excited about it. I think they always put out a good product. The only one, I haven't checked out their comic block yet, because that's the only one that didn't seem too interesting. They don't have a lot of value there, and it's strictly just kind of comic books and a t-shirt with like one small extra item, and that sounds fine. I'm sure they give great value on the box, but I just don't have room for like 4 or 5 new comics every month, and I don't have time to read new series every month, so that's the only reason I haven't tried out that box. I may eventually try out Horror Block, because so many people want a review on that, but I'm just not too knowledgeable on horror, but I may try it out eventually. But I hope they keep doing new types of boxes. Like I think that'd be really awesome if they come up with new themes to do on the regular, because like I said, this is a really great company. So anyway, also like I was saying before, the top 3, good boxes. Definitely good boxes, good choices. No regrets there. Like it was good stuff. But again, nothing blew me away. It wasn't like super incredible, amazing. It wasn't something just that blew my mind or anything like that, like it was last month or like 2 months before that. So it seems like every other month there's always like a so-so month where it's just like, you know, you get by with what you got. Oh, hi. Oh, got a friend here. All right, so this has been the month of May. We've got some decent stuff here. Things to look forward to on the channel. So next month's box, I'm pretty excited for June. There's a few different boxes that are getting exclusive stuff. So June seems like it's going to be a good month. So fingers crossed, hoping for great stuff in the month of June. So I'm really hopeful for that month. Also, Marvel Collector Corps, it only comes every other month, but it's coming in June, and I'm more than excited about that because that box was fantastic. It was absolutely amazing, and I'm really excited to see what they do with the next box. So a lot of exclusive stuff coming in the month of June, so it's very exciting. I'm very happy for it. I'm excited to see where it goes. Also, I have a weekly roundup coming up. My next video is going to be that. I've gotten some really cool shit this month, and I'm going to talk about that, show you guys some cool stuff. I also have my giveaway in that video. I have a 2,000 subscriber giveaway and some other things to give away, so look forward to that. Other than that, yeah, just come hang out on the channel. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free to comment on any video. I'm pretty good about getting back to everyone, every single comment out there. I take a lot of time to do that, so it's really all about the community here. I want to show you guys how much I appreciate you, all the views you give me, all the comments you give me. It's really, really appreciated, and I like to show that by always responding to comments and always showing that I'm here, I'm listening, and I care. Because this channel would be nothing without you guys. So I appreciate you guys so much. So thank you for all you do. I hope you've enjoyed the boxes of May. This has been the shortest monthly review we've ever done. The more I do videos, the shorter they get because I have less to talk about because I don't want to repeat myself. So yeah, let's see what June has in store, and I'm very hopeful for it. So anyway, this has been the Beardy Nerd. This has been May's Boxes. 13 boxes. It's been good. Thank you for watching. Love you all. Peace.